You're actually seeing the remnants of the vine which turned dry of the squash of our plantation here. And at the same time, you'll be able to see the hook, huge hook. And not only that, we also have other hook here. This one. In fact, I use rope to support the vine in itself because it turns very heavy. There's also another one that I put rope in it. The hook is there and huge, and the fruit also is huge, but the vine is smaller. This one also, but this one seemed to be manageable. Yet we put support like wooden structure to be able to carry the entire fruit in itself. This also, wow, I think this is good for lamination, right? It turns dry already, and these are the remnants and memories of our plantation of squash here. And as of date, we are trying to duplicate or even continue that legacy, and that is why we are going to inspect our plantation of squash. And this is now day 12 of our squash plantation. Day 12 from the time that we put it in the nursery, like this one. Yet it is the second day from the time that I replanted it. So today I'm going to water it one by one. I need to start from the front because our water source is there. So I have a bucket full of water. Yeah, perhaps you can sense the hoarseness of my voice because as the season changed, I got colds and I am nauseating since yesterday, and I have also cough from time to time, and it is even not a good idea to blog because perhaps my voice is going to become hoarse, and at the same time my cough is going to be featured. But guys, we have to update you on the day 12 and day 2 of our squash plantation. So let's begin here in this section. I think it has been therapeutic if you're going to you're going to speak to the plants. Well, humans, being the creation of God, was given the privilege to rule. So how are you, squash? Yeah, are you fine? So I'm watering you today, and I hope you're going to develop another sets of leaves, and eventually you're going to have flowers, and eventually you have to have fruit. You have to give us fruits, and many fruits, right? And as far as I am concerned, I will try my best to gather water just to water you. Let's say hello to our next squash. How are you? Wow, this time I can see that the span of the leaves here. I mean, this single leaf here in front of me seem to be a signal that it is going to be gigantic. Yeah, I observed that before. It became gigantic, and that's the kind of observation that I had in my squash. Okay, say hello to our third sets of squash in here. Yeah. When I planted the squash the other day, I just randomly picked, so I didn't have that kind of selection and designation wherever it is going to be pointed at and wherever they are being placed at. So I planted it, and this is somewhat like among the seedlings, squash seedlings that became so successive, and eventually it seems that it became slender, and you can see here it is struggling. But hey, You are already being exposed to a larger space, so you are free to grow. This is the fourth squash, and similar with the second, I think this one is also showing positive feature to be gigantic. Seeing that leaves on both ends, it is going to be gigantic. So we are just praying and we're taking good care of this, that the intruders such as cats are not going to come here and destroy our plants. A bucket of water, and I just took it from Warrior Mom Chrissy Marteja's lawn. Okay, I'll ask permission later. Oh, this squash is fully guarded right now. In fact, with thorns of the Kamachuli, it is dangerous. Say hello, guys, to our fourth, not fourth, fifth, fifth squash. Like the fourth and the second, there is a sign that it is going to become gigantic. You can see the span of the leaf here in front of me. It's big. And say hello again. Wow, to our sixth batch of squash. It is also showing positive sign of thriving here in this particular section, right, squash? How are you? Whoa. So I could smell right now. In fact, I wanted to eat. I mean the leaves in itself, the young leaves, but it's not yet time for it to eat. Say hello to our seventh squash. How are you? Wow, it seems happy, huh? It is being followed by our eighth squash. I remember the story of this squash. I mean, it was part of those squash in the nursery that grew successively, and that is why it grew slender and tall. And because of that, when I shifted it here, it inclined towards the left, towards the left area, because perhaps the weight at the summit was so heavy, and then the flesh in itself, the base is slender. But I am seeing a development here, especially the formation of leaves that's becoming so healthy. So okay, you are free now to grow because you are already in a free space. So here comes our ninth squash. I really observe a uniform growth pattern in the leaf system in itself, because it is expanding. So nice. This is the ninth set of squash. This is now the 10th. So imagine we were able to plant 10 sets of squash. It's not only like we are gardening in a small garden, planting only 3 sets, but right now we have transferred 10 sets of squash. Something really happened here. I mean, the intruder came and maybe playing. The cats, of course. This is the 11th squash. This is the 12th. And see, really, the growth of its leaf. So far, this is the biggest. 18, the 18th, 19th. Oh, we are very quick. We are already on the 20th. Uh-huh. I think the partner of this is somewhat like not that healthy, but hey, 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 you can grow. The 21, the 22, the 23rd, 24, this is the 26th, 27, 28, 29. Whoa. So in this single line, we have 29 sets of squash. Can we make it 30 then? I think we can make an adjustment where we have to plant the 30th. But it's okay, that's okay now. So my plan tonight is to plant plus 11, I think, on the other side, so that it will become 40, right? That is nice. And I can start from this particular area here. So I'll give you update. Thank you guys for watching. This is day 12 of our squash plantation and day 2 in our transplanting. Thank you guys.